My name is Mae Phraya, a freelance investigative journalist from Bangkok. I've spent years chasing stories that most reporters wouldn't touch: urban legends, abandoned towns, unsolved disappearances. But nothing prepared me for Ban Chayak, a remote Thai village with a reputation so dark that even the bravest locals avoided it. They called it the Cursed Land. The stories were always the same: people who stayed too long either lost their sanity or vanished without a trace. Arrival, signs of the curse. It took me half a day to reach Ban Chayak. By the time I arrived, the sun was already bleeding into the horizon, casting the rice fields in a surreal crimson glow. At the entrance stood an old wooden sign, its surface cracked and splintered, with red-painted Thai letters: "Step on this land, and you surrender your soul." Inside the village, I noticed strange protections: red cloth strips tied to every door, crooked wooden charms hanging from windows, and small bowls of rice and blood left at corners. The air felt heavier here, like it carried a history that refused to fade. The old woman's warning. My first encounter was with Pawn, a wrinkled woman in her late 70s, her back bent with age, but her eyes sharp with fear. "You should leave, child," she whispered before I even introduced myself. "Those who dig into this land's story never leave alive." When I pressed her, she told me the legend. Centuries ago, a cruel landlord exploited the villagers. One woman, Mae Phraya, fought back. She was young, pregnant, and defiant. To punish her, the landlord had her buried alive in the very soil she had defended, hammering iron nails through her wrists and ankles to bind her soul. Before her final breath, she cursed the land and vowed that no outsider would ever find peace here. My accommodation was a stilted wooden house at the edge of the village, creaking with every breeze. At around midnight, a sound pulled me from sleep, a woman sobbing, drifting in from the rice fields. When I stepped outside with my flashlight, I saw her. A figure in white, hair spilling to the ground, standing utterly still among the swaying stalks. Her face was completely blackened, as if scorched, but her eyes glowed faintly red. The moment my light touched her, she vanished. But I felt it, icy breath brushing the back of my neck. I spun around. No one. Just the rustle of the stalks. By morning, news had already spread. Tannen, a young man from the village, was dead. They found him in his bed, his skin shriveled like parchment, eyes wide in terror. Pawn whispered to me. He saw her. She takes the blood, the breath, until nothing remains. The villagers confessed they offered monthly sacrifices to Mae Phraya, animals most months, but in desperate times the people. Determined to uncover the truth, I explored the old temple at the heart of the village. Behind the altar, I found a locked cellar. The air down there was thick with dust and mold. Inside a rotting wooden chest lay a diary, handwritten by the landlord himself. The final entries told of his growing paranoia as Mae Phraya's spirit haunted him after her death. He wrote of how the iron nails were blessed by monks to keep her soul imprisoned beneath the soil. But the last page chilled me. "The nails are weakening. When they break, she will walk again." The second night, the haunting intensifies. A storm rolled in that evening, wind howling through the gaps in my walls. I was filming my notes when the lights flickered and died. Through the rain-streaked window, she appeared again, closer this time, her long fingers dragging along the glass. The moment I blinked, she was inside. Her nails were as long as knives, her hair dripping with black water. She grabbed my throat, her voice a hiss in my ear. "This land is yours now. You will join me beneath it." I tore free and ran for the temple bell. The deep chime rang out, and she recoiled with a scream that curdled my blood. The ritual to seal the spirit. Pawn came to me the next morning with a plan. The only way to end the curse was to drive the blessed iron nails back into Mae Phraya's heart, buried deep beneath the rice fields where she died. A small group of villagers agreed to help. We armed ourselves with talismans, holy water, and the remaining nails from the landlord's time. Final confrontation. We reached the spot just before sunset. The soil was unnaturally soft, as if breathing. The moment we began digging, the ground split open, releasing a column of black smoke. From it, Mae Phraya emerged, her skeletal form now fully visible, ribs exposed, her face nothing but a charred skull with burning eyes. She moved with impossible speed, tearing through the villagers one by one. Their screams filled the air, but I forced myself forward. I drove the largest nail straight into her chest. Her scream was unlike anything I'd ever heard. It wasn't just sound. It was pain made physical, rattling my bones. The earth swallowed her in an instant. The field fell silent. The night before our planned ritual, Pawn decided to reveal the real version of events, the one villagers never told outsiders. Mae Phraya wasn't just any villager. She was the daughter of a local healer, trained in ancient rituals and protective magic. When the landlord tried to seize the fertile rice fields for himself, she led the resistance. The landlord's cruelty was unmatched. He had his guards burn homes, poison wells, and slaughter livestock to force submission. But Mae Phraya fought back, using charms and incantations to protect her people. Her defiance humiliated the landlord, especially after she cursed his name publicly in the village square. In a fit of rage, he ordered her capture. She was beaten, dragged to the central field, and buried alive. Iron nails, symbols of eternal imprisonment, were hammered through her wrists, ankles, and heart. Witnesses swore she smiled before the soil covered her face, whispering, "This land is mine, and you will feed me." The very next planting season, the rice turned black. Those who ate it fell ill and died within days. The curse had begun. The silent house.